Hello, participants. This is welcome back to another. In this video, we are going to discuss about email authentication protocols. What are email authentication protocols? Before that, we are going to discuss about email authentication. So, what is email authentication? Email authentication is the process of using methods to ensure that messages are not altered or messages are not altered in transit, as well as email authentication is used to verify the sender. Let's say there's a domain called google.com and google.com's mail server domain is gmail.com. So there are only some authenticated Gmail servers to send mails in regarding to Gmail, in regarding with Gmail. So I'm creating a malicious server. So that server should not be allowed to send emails of Google. So if that mail server is allowed to send the emails of Google, disguising itself as Gmail authenticated mail server, then easily phishing campaigns can happen, etc. And using that, we can also spread malicious scripts, malwares, etc. There won't be any authentication because the sender itself is a malicious server. So without this, these are the impacts of having malicious servers or malicious mail servers or malicious mails. So that can be avoided using this email authentication protocols. So and thus and these protocols, they are also they are used to verify the sender mail server and the sender mail server's IP address, and they are also used to verify whether the message is tampered in between, and they also has the rules what to do if there are red flags in the sender mail server as well as the message as well as the transit changes in the message. So then there are three authentication protocols. They are SPF, DMARC, and DQ. So let's start with SPF. So what is SPF? SPF stands for Sender Policy Framework. This is the protocol that is used to verify whether the sender mail server is the authenticated mail server. So to make this protocol success, the domain will publish a set of IP addresses or set of mail server names as along with the DNS records. So the receiver mail server, while receiving the mail, resolutes the DNS to check if the particular sender mail server is authenticated. With help of the DNS records that is published, the receiver can identify whether the particular sender is authorized or not. If this protocol is not defined properly or not even defined, then the receiver uh, cannot establish the authentication of the particular sender. So this is the protocol that checks the authenticity of the particular mail server. Now, before discussing DMARC, we can discuss DKIM. So, what is DKIM? DKIM stands for Domain Keys Identified Mail. Uh, this DKIM is used to ensure whether the email is changed or email is modified in between. So, it is established by digitally signing the mail with the mail server's private key. So it includes the cryptographic concepts, encryption and decryption as well. So this includes signing the mail with private key of mail server. So the public key of mail server is included in the mail. The public key is published in the sender's DNS. Sorry, not included in the mail. It is published in the sender's DNS. So by using that public key, the message is verified and the digital signature is fetched. The digital signature is calculated again and check whether the message is changed in between or not. If that's okay, then it will be marked as not changed and safe. And if it is changed in between, then it will have to do the mitigation steps or steps to block or steps to quarantine the key. Now, we have discussed SPF and DKIM, and DKIM is, in other words, algorithm for digital signature. Okay. Now, the third protocol that we are going to discuss is DMARC. DMARC stands for Domain-Based Message Authentication, Reporting, and Conformance. I'll give the abbreviation in the description. So, DMARC is used to say what the receiver may server do when when there is a tampering in when there is a tamper in SPF and DKIM. So, let's consider a scenario where the SPF is SPF makes okay, but the DKIM says the message is changed. So on the time, the receiver mail server will check the DMARC rules for decision on what to do with that particular mail. So there are three policies in DMARC. They are none, quarantine, and reject. So what is none? So none is equivalent to absence of DMARC. So if, if there is no DMARC, that's also a problem. And if the DMARC policy is none, that's also a problem. This none instructs the mail server to do nothing and receive the mail. And the receiver mail server will do nothing with the mail and allow the receiver mail client to see that particular message, that particular mail. So this is DMARC with none policy. Then DMARC with quarantine. The second thing is quarantine. So what is quarantine? So if there is any tampering in SPF and DKIM, the mail has to be sent to spam. So that is the main working of quarantine. If if the if the mail if the demand rule is quarantine, the particular mail server will send that mail to spam. So that's the simple working of quarantine. And what is reject? And reject is the highly secure. So it instructs the mail server to completely delete that particular mail if there is any tamper in SPF and DK. So this is the usage of these three protocols, and there is also a protocol called the BAMI, which is not discussed in this video. So if there is absence of any protocol here, it's a problem. So every protocol must be set for a domain to work properly, even though there is no mail server for a particular domain. Let's say I'm creating a domain called bfollow.com, and I'm not going to establish any mail server, even though I have to set up these three protocols. Only then there won't be any phishing on behalf of me. Else, we can't avoid uh, we can't avoid attackers tricking users in the name of my domain. So this is uh, this is the video of these domains. Um, if you have any doubts or any clarifications, put very well in the comment. So that's it for today. Let's see in our next video. Until then,